Hi everybody, it's me Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity, where I talk to you about my sewing journey, talk to you about my love for fabrics, dressmaking, patterns, and we have general sewing and life chit chat. So if that sounds of interest to you, keep on watching. Welcome back to all my regular viewers, and if you're new here, I hope you enjoy this vlog and consider subscribing. Welcome everybody to Friday Sews. Friday Sews hashtag was started by Jen in Jen's Sewing Room, and it's to bring all of the sewing community together under one hashtag so you guys can find sewing vlogs really easily. So what am I wearing today? I am wearing the Peppermint magazine slouchy cardi, and this is one that I made in a jersey that I got from Blooming Fabrics, which I absolutely love. And they do it in the white colourway as well. And yeah, it's just this leopard print on a khaki with some neon in it. It's really comfy. I just love to put it on and just wrap it around myself, especially on these cold days. So what have I been up to this week? Well, I have done quite a bit of sewing this week. So without further ado, let me talk about what I've been up to. So if you watched last week's video, you will know that there was a couple of projects that I had planned this week. And one of them was to complete a little baby grow for my friend whose baby shower it was on Saturday. And there's a bit of a story with this. So I planned on making the Peekaboo Lullaby line knotted gown, which is this one here, where it's basically really cool little outfit for the baby, where you have it open at the bottom and you knot it to tie it up, and it just makes changing the baby's nappy diaper really easy. And I wish I'd known about these when I had Alice, because they would have been a godsend when I was doing the night changes. So I have made one of these before. I made it for a neighbour's baby in a little pink hedgehog fabric. So I thought it'd be pretty simple sew, which it is a pretty simple sew to be fair. So I had chosen this fabric here, this lovely jersey with elephants all over it. Now she is having a boy, but as you know, if you watch my channel, I really kind of go against the gender colours, or the traditional gender colours, blue for boy, pink for girl. And I just thought this was a lovely colour palette, grey, white and this mustardy colour, which is really modern I think as well. So I got this all cut out on Saturday, on Friday night, and I set about to sew it up in the couple of hours that I had on Saturday morning when Alice was out with Granny and Grandad. Now, all went to plan. I did most of it until I had an absolute nightmare with my overlocker. It started skipping stitches. Now for me, on my overlocker, when it starts to skip stitches, it's usually the needles are bent. So I changed the needles, and I don't know what I did, but I must have done something wrong with putting my needle in. And when I went to sew it, one of the needles snapped. And obviously I was getting flustered. I was meant to be going out to the baby shower and basically ran out of time. And what I had to do was just call it a day. I didn't have the right needles for the overlocker. They take an 80 universal, and I didn't have any Schmetz or organ ones. Now I did have some just bog standard 80s, but my overlocker is really funny. It only likes good quality sewing needles. So, and if I don't use a Schmetz or an organ, I find that it skips stitches still. So I kind of had to put it to one side. I mean, I did toy with the idea of just finishing the seams normally, but I just wanted that overlocked professional look. So what I did was I went and purchased a ready-to-wear baby grow, and so a bunch of flowers and some face masks and stuff for a gift for the baby shower, and with the idea that when the baby's born in February, I will actually give this as a welcome to the world gift, so it won't go to waste. So yeah, so it was a bit of a journey. So I only actually just managed to get that finished today actually, because I got my needles come through in the post and changed my overlocker needles, and luckily it seems to be working okay. So fingers crossed that was the issue. So as you can see, I've got a completed little knotted gown here, and I'll just go through some of the things that I've done on this. So I've got my new press studs that I talked about the other week here. and there I've gone for the white. I didn't have any grey in the colours that I have, and I didn't have any kind of mustardy yellows, so I thought the white was the best bet. And they just open up as so. Sorry, I've just had my nails done, so I'm trying to get used to having long nails again. Oh, it's a bit tough, that one. So there we go, there's the snaps on the side. And they're so easy to put in with this new kit that I've got. And this ribbon was some ribbon that I got from Beyond the Pink Door. I ordered some to go with another bit of fabric that I got, but yeah, this was a perfect match for this. And then I've also put this little tag in, that's a Kylie in the Machine one, which says "You are loved," which I thought was really lovely, and I've put it on the outside. I mean, I think this is really professional looking. I mean, I've done my top stitching as well, which you know is something that I'm working on, and I'm really happy with that. I use Mariflex thread, which I absolutely love. I've got to trim off some of the threads because I've only just finished this, but I'll neaten that up before I give it as a gift. And then it's got the little fold over mitts, which are really great for babies when they've got like long fingernails, stop them scratching themselves. And then the pièce de la résistance is the little matching hat. So cute. So hopefully she'll really love that. And then yeah, at the bottom it obviously is open, and you just tie it in a little knot like this, and the babies can go back to sleep. And yeah, I just love it. Really, really happy with it. I'm going to wrap this all up and give it to her as a gift when the baby comes, as I say. And yeah, I made the premature baby size, because although she's not going to have a premature baby, I made the newborn size last time, and it was absolutely humongous. It was so big, and I really want the baby to be able to go in this straight away. So yeah, that's why I've made the premature baby. But yeah, it's not a premature baby size. It basically, to me, it looks like a newborn to me. So yeah, that is, I'm really proud of that make. Really, really love it, and I'm sure Melissa is really going to love it as well. And yeah, as I said, the pattern is Peekaboo Pattern Shop, which does lots of little baby clothes, and this is sizes preemie to 6 months. And there is a banded hem as well that you can do, but I like the knotted version, and it's a knotted gown. So the next make that I wanted to get done this week was the Palomo pants by Anna Allen. So I had this pattern stuck together, and it was an absolutely massive, massive pattern piece, because the interesting construction on these trousers compared to other wide leg trousers that I've done before is it's one pattern piece, and you cut one for the, you put one for the left leg and one for the right leg, instead of a front and a back on both legs. So that's been the construction that I've used before, where it's been a pattern piece for the front and a pattern piece for the back, and then you cut basically 4 pieces out. So this is really interesting. Absolutely genius. I was really, really impressed with how quickly it came together. I think I sewed this up in like half an hour. It's so quick. So I've made them, I made it in this poly peach skin fabric, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best fabric to do it in, because it's quite staticky. I'm hoping when I wash it, it will be less static with fabric conditioner, but we'll have to see. So in the photos that I do have, I'll put them up here, I feel like it clings to my legs a little bit, so you can't really get the full effect of it, but I really, really love them as a style, and this was a wearable toile anyway. So I made the size 14, and you'll be very proud of me, because I have actually been using my sewing journal, which I'm finding really helpful, and I'm like putting the swatch in of the fabric, drawing a sketch of what it looks like, and making any notes. So as I said, I made the size 14. I took 2.5 inches off the length of the trousers, but to be fair, I had to end up with a really narrow hem, because actually I think that was a little bit too much. Usually I cut 2.5 inches off any pattern if it's a 5/7 draft, but I didn't actually look at what the Anna Allen block's based on, so it might be 5/6 would make more sense. So I think next time I would reduce that just about 1.5 inches maybe. So yeah, I made no other alterations to this. It was a straight 12 size 14, and you basically sew up. These need to go in the wash, so you'll have to excuse me, they've got a bit of dirt on them. It's basically just sewing up up here, down here, and up around, and that's it. And then you fold over the waist, and it's elasticated waist. Now I put the pocket on, so there's a patch pocket that goes on the back, or on the front on the shorts, I think. And I did it slightly differently because I watched the Real Michelle Sews again, and she talked about, for her shacket, Logan Shacket that she made, lining the patch pockets, because she said it gives it an extra bit of detail, looks nicer on the inside. And also I thought with this, because the peach skin poly was quite thin, I thought it would give it a bit more stability. So I actually lined the pocket with the leftover cotton remnant that I had from my Anna Allen blouse, which I thought was a clever thing to do. And I'm really pleased with that. I think it's really nice, because when you look in the pocket, it's obviously got that little bit of detail. It gives it a little bit more weight, and I'm really happy with how that pocket's turned out. And then I've even put a little label in there that says "Perfectly Me." And yeah, I'm just really happy with them. These obviously need to go in the wash, they're a bit creased, I've worn them, but yeah, a really simple staple. And as I said, the great thing about this pattern is none of the size lines, the cutout lines on the pattern, overlap each other. So if I do slim down in weight, and I am actually going to Slimming World tomorrow, starting my journey again, I will actually hopefully size down in my next pair that I make, and it will just be as simple as cutting out the next size on the pattern. So yeah, I'm really happy with those, and I'd be keen to make the tapered leg version as well once I lose a bit of weight. But yeah, I really like those. Really great pattern. Right, moving on to my next make. Still a work in progress, because as you know, I'm taking my sewing much slower this time round. So the Logan Shacket by Style Arc, I've been making for a couple of weeks now. Lots of notes, you can see here. Here's my fabric swatch, and I've got lots of notes here because there's been lots of things that I wanted to make a note of about sizing, things I want to do differently as well. So I'll show you my Logan Shacket, it's here. So things have progressed since you last saw me. I now have the button placket done. I have my buttons sewn on. I do need to make my buttonholes, but I will do that next. My collar is all on, and it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Pockets are all on. Still needs a press, and I just need to hem it. So the last thing that I need to do is hem, put the buttonholes in, hem it, and sort the sleeves out. Now this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Now the only thing I don't really like about the Logan Shacket is how the sleeves are finished. And when I say how they're finished, they're not really finished. They're basically just hemmed. So the plan is just to hem them like that. Now on my shackets, I like to roll the sleeves up. It's just something I like to do, which is fine. I can do that with this, and you've got like a dull blue on the inside. But having watched Michelle on the Real Michelle Sews again, check out her vlog because her review of this jacket was amazing. I wish I'd actually watched it before I started making it. But she had a serendipitous accident where she cut her sleeves too short, so then I had to put an additional piece of fabric on in a corresponding colour, so it's colour blocked, and it looked really good and she was happy with it. So that got me thinking, well, I haven't cut my sleeves too long, but what I'm thinking is when I roll them up, I would like a corresponding colour on the inside to give it a bit of pop of colour, because I've got the fun buttons, but I feel like this is very bland for me. So I had a look through my scraps, and I've got this gorgeous viscose that I got as a remnant piece for pocket bags from Guthrie and Garney when I went to Sew Brum, and I think that really matches the buttons. Well, I do anyway, and I'm thinking to go put some cuffs on this, and I'm either going to cuff it so the actual end of the cuff goes like this and inside, or keep it like this on the outside and put that on the inside, so the effect that you'll basically get when you roll it over is like that cuff on the end, and I think that will look really nice. What do you think? I think that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to create myself a cuff and then join it, and I think that'll make the inside really neat and tidy, because you will have, it's basically like a facing for the cuff, and yeah, I just think it'll give it that little bit of Adele-ness that I like in my garments. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with it. Have I put a tag in it? I think I showed you. Oh no, I haven't showed you the tag. I've got a tag in it as well, and it says like a boss, because I feel like I have sewn like a boss doing this jacket. And yeah, I'm just really pleased with it and can't wait to wear it. But yeah, I just want to get it right. So the next thing, as I say, is to get this done over the weekend. So I will be doing this weekend, and then I will share it with you on my next Friday sews. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, and let me know what you think. I did toy with perhaps leopard print, but I've ended up with this in the end because I just think I like the speckled effect. But let me know what you think. Is it a rubbish idea? Is it a good idea? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. You know, I'll end up doing whatever I want anyway, but I am always interested to hear your views. And then the final thing that I've been sewing is my zero waist tiered dress by BIRGITTA HELMERSSON. I hope I'm saying that right. So the other thing I've been working on this week is the zero waist tiered dress by BIRGITTA HELMERSSON. Now she specialises in zero waist patterns, and I have chosen to do this pattern with the lovely Sarah from Super Bales, now over on YouTube. Now she got this as part of her Hey Sew Sister birthday subscription box, and I decided, when I saw her do her unboxing, I thought it looked a really cool pattern and I was interested in doing a zero waist pattern. So I have started to do it. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I've got a sleeve on, I need to put the other sleeve on, and I've got to put the tiers on the bottom. But so far it is looking very nice, and it matches my gothic nails. I've gone for Wednesday Adam vibes. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this. I've been watching that and binge watched it, and now just want to wear everything black. But yeah, so I've got the other sleeve to put on, and I've also got the tiers to put on. But yeah, that should be ready for next week's Friday sews. And yeah, very interesting construction, and I have been making notes in my little planner about what I will be telling you about, tips, and what I'd do next time if I would make it next time. So yeah, finding it really interesting, and we'll look forward to sharing that with you too. Other things that I wanted to talk to you about this week, I haven't got any fabric to show you, I'm sorry. I have had some deliveries. I've had my little Miss So and So subscription box. I've done that, I've recorded the unboxing, and I will be making that up, but obviously I do that all in a reveal video, which should be up hopefully beginning of next week. I'm going to sew that over the weekend, and it's a great one, so yeah, I think you'll really like it. And then I have done a little bit more of my EPP for my quilt, but not massive amounts. I will be concentrating on that next week. Now I've got some of these projects quite far along, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's so therapeutic, and thank you for all your lovely comments and recommendations and tips on doing that EPP. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, I know, but I am really enjoying it, and it's a slow project, so you know, it's going to be good. What else have I been doing this week? Well, I did have a lovely catch up on Wednesday with Claire from Stitch Hem Sew. If you don't watch her channel, please check it out. And we had a little bit of a sewing Zoom catch up, and yeah, she was telling me about what she was sewing, and it was just really lovely. So if you're watching, Claire, hi. Crystal couldn't make it because obviously, as you know, she is on baby number 9, and has been doing a lot of sewing and homeschooling and all of those things. So it was a shame she couldn't make it, but maybe next time. But talking about other YouTubers, I wanted to mention one of my other friends, Sarah. So Sarah is somebody that I've met through the sewing community. She actually lives 10 minutes up the road from me, and we met for the first time when we went to Sew Brum back in October, and we really hit it off. And we've had a Zoom call, and we're going to an afternoon tea in a couple of weeks. So yeah, she's become one of my friends, and yeah, she actually launched her own YouTube channel, which is very exciting. And those of you that follow me on Instagram may have seen me share a post to show you that I was watching her very first vlog. And she has launched her very first vlog, as I said, and it's only 7 minutes long. It's just an introduction and a little quick planned video, but it's actually really funny. And her YouTube channel is So Sarah's Style, or So Sarah Style. I'll put it here, and I'll also put a link in it in the notes below. I know a lot of you are always looking out for new YouTubers. If you're anything like me, I always love to see new YouTubers come on board, and I also like to pay back what other YouTubers did for me, the lovely Ruan, which is So Girl, and Lauren from It's Me Lauren. They both, when I first started out, promoted my channel, which got me a lot of subscribers, and I really appreciated that, so I want to return the favour. So please go and check her out and give her a like and a subscribe if you like it, and yeah, wish her the best of luck. So I think that's all from me for now. This week, as I say, I will just be finishing off the zero waist tier dress and the Logan Shacket, and I will be cutting out my Marlowe, which is my last, I think it's my last plan, and if I manage to get that done up, sewn up over the weekend, that actually will be all of my January plans completed. So I actually will have done all the things that I said I was going to do. Oh, first time ever. But I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, please click the like button, and if you don't subscribe already, please click the subscribe button as well. And I will see you all soon. Happy sewing. Bye.